Hello, everybody. We are going to take a look at an older project of mine. I basically am always looking for bugs. This Texas Hold'em is kind of notoriously holding out on a couple bugs I want to chase down, and I think I found one, and I'm just going to walk through and see if it makes sense to anybody else. What we're dealing with here is if there is a straight, and what I'd had before is basically saying, hey, we've got a straight, and I want to make sure that whoever has the best hand wins. And so it's like, okay, well, we have two people that have a straight, and then we go, well, who has the highest card? And then that was the way we were doing it, and that is incorrect. When we do this, we want to make sure we know who has the highest straight. So basically, if multiple people have a straight, who has the one that has the highest card in the straight? And so, as you can see here, I've written a couple things that just say what's going on. And I have a small array called player straight high card. And here we have the players represented in this list. And whatever card got them to that straight, whatever the highest card in their straight was, I'm basically putting it in. So 9, it would be a jack in this case for player 2. And as you can see, we can... let's just hope we get a jack soon, or let's hope we get a straight soon enough. But as you can see, when it shows up, looks like highest card was an ace by me, right there. Okay, so you get it. Let's go over and take a look at how this is going to work. And we'll start off with line 348. So, as you can see here, I'm asking for any number of congruent or cards that are kind of connected. I need to know based on like if the robot player is going to be betting anymore, it needs to know if the potential for it having a straight is coming. So as you can see, I've got this thing saying connect 2, if there's connect 3. These are all potentially something that's going to urge the robot player to basically bet more or stay in the hand. And what I've done here is I said, is this a straight? Because once it gets to this level, it's a straight. They got 5 consecutive cards in a row. So I'm basically saying, well, who is this? And so that is determined by this game under the name iteration in that variable. And since this starts as 0 would be me, but that doesn't make any sense to this reading it out. So I go +1 would be, player 1 would be me. That's just for readability. What is the highest card in my straight? And I'm saying right here that the card hierarchy, which we remember as something that is called way up at the top, 348. So as you can see, the card hierarchy is just determined here. And so now that we're back, I'm just telling it, okay, out of the card hierarchy, what is the index of the card we're talking about, which would be the one that we're ultimately referring to here, the guy that got us to the winner. Right here, sorry. Anyway, that's the one that got us there. So we want to ask, what's the highest one in this straight? And it'll tell us. And then I also have this array here. And I built this earlier. And I'm going to basically say to it, let me see here. When we start out, I want to go ahead and start like this. And actually, we'll also want to have this when we start the game as well too. So this is kind of how we're doing it, and then from here I'm saying, okay, well, they all start out at 0. And which one are we at? Okay, and then let's make that 0 whatever the high card is. And then we tell it, the high card that we've had is going to be referenced. As you can see, I'm walking through and declaring flush. I'm going to declare full house, a straight flush. All these things are being determined. And now I got 3 pairs being determined. Now I want to find out, hey, who has the highest straight of all? And it turns out I already have been doing this when it comes down to who has the highest pair. So when it says get occurrence of the winning card and compare all the cards, I'm asking it right here on this 436 right here. Are there more than one player that has the same winning hand, first and foremost? And this can apply, obviously, to, if somebody has two pairs, then you got to find out who has the highest pair. But in this case, who has the highest straight? And we know, this could be, this here, that with two is who has the two pairs, and obviously four means, four stands for the straight. And then so I'm saying there's more than two. If the winning hands are a four, then which one is the top of that straight player straight high card out of if we have more than one? And then it'll tell me that the top hand is this one here. And so we just go hunt down top hand. As you can see, the top hand is treated that is the hand that basically wins. So once I determine if the winning hand is a straight and there's two players that have a straight, I got to find out who it is. So obviously when we start off, we also want to set this thing back to where it was as well. One more thing, yes, we want to reset it when we start the game again. So now let's go ahead and just take a look here. I'm just playing on my local computer here, so there we go. So as you can see, it's still working. It's really hard to get two players to have a straight at the same time. But if and when they ever happen, I will be able to see if this works. It's a very difficult game to find out, to debug, let's just say. It's extremely difficult. So when I say that I'm doing beta testing, I'm not kidding. I am still working on small bugs like this if I find them. I have already made it to where now this computer knows how to bluff. So that's another thing that's been fun to work on. I guess I could show you that. Basically, it knows when it has a good hand, and it'll up its bet. And I can determine that as well. One of my favorite parts is the bluff, though. So if in case it lands on any of these bets, it will ultimately automatically bluff and double everything it was going to bet in the first place. So I come up with a bunch of random numbers, and if one of these random numbers lands, then it will just, even though it doesn't have a good hand, it'll ultimately throw down like it does. So it is a legitimate bluff. Works pretty easy. I hope you guys enjoy how simple this game is put together. The whole key is to just prove that you don't need to overthink and over-engineer stuff. And I've also put in things that give me an ability to fold, and you can kind of see where everybody stood. I didn't have that before. But this is an ongoing project, and I was just going to, show a little bit about, ongoing how. And I appreciate you guys listening.